Guys, I'm gonna literally put myself out of business by giving away this right now because I'm about to show you 10 free hacks that every contractor does not want you to know about because you doing this can save you thousands. If your house is cute, but your brain still feels like a browser with 37 tabs open, I know exactly what the problem is, and it's not you. I'm Blake. And welcome back to Built by Becker. In the years of walking into homes that people swore needed complete overhauls, I've discovered something that's going to save you thousands of dollars and months of construction chaos. The issue you have isn't your layout, your furniture, or even your budget. It's 10 specific things that are happening right now under your nose that are making your brain feel unsettled every single day. I'm going to show you exactly what they are and how to fix every single one without hiring a contractor, without a major renovation, and most of them for under 50 bucks. We're talking about light flow and the psychology of entry spaces, hidden storage spots, and the one thing every comfortable home has that yours probably doesn't. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button because at the end of this video, your home is gonna feel completely different. Let me start with something that's gonna sound weird, but stick with me here. The first thing your home needs is a spot where you literally do nothing. A no-task zone. And here's why it matters. Most of our homes have become productivity machines. Every chair has a laptop on it. Every surface has something that needs to be organized. And even our bedrooms have turned into home offices. Gosh, your brain never gets a break. If you can't figure out why you always feel anxious at home, even after spending a fortune on beautiful furniture, well, check around. There isn't a single spot in your entire house where you could sit without seeing something that needs your attention. That's exhausting. And I don't care how much home office you have to do, your job doesn't need to be around your entire house. So here's what you gotta do to fix this. Designate one chair, one corner, one spot where the only thing you need to do is relax. Just a place to sit and breathe. Doesn't have to be fancy. Could just be a chair by a window, cushion on the floor, or even a spot on your couch that you keep clear. Your brain needs to know that there's at least one place in your home where it doesn't have to be on. The next thing connects directly to that peaceful spot you just created, light. And most homes get this completely wrong. If you've watched any of my shows, any of my channels, you know about lighting. Let's move right on to the next thing. Because we all know most rooms rely on one overhead light or one window. Here's a fix. Get light hitting your room from at least 2 different places. Now, seriously. On to the next one. And that brings us to something that drives me absolutely crazy. Power outlets in the wrong places. I guarantee you, you're dealing with this right now. Your phone charger is stretched across the room. You've got an extension cord running everything, and you can't use your favorite reading chair because it's nowhere near an outlet. Here's the thing. Most outlets were installed based off of building codes, not how you actually live. The electrician put them where they were needed and required, not where they're useful. Now, I'm not saying you need to rewire your whole house. That would be a nightmare. Even I wouldn't want to deal with that. But think about where you actually use your devices. Next to your bed, your favorite chair, near the coffee maker, at your desk. These are spots that actually matter. You can add outlets pretty easily in most cases, especially if you've got an unfinished basement or an accessible attic. But even if rewiring isn't in your budget, get yourself some good looking extension cords and cord management solutions. That's the key. Your future self will thank you every single night when you don't have to hunt for a place to charge your phone. Speaking of things that make daily life easier, let's talk about sound. Open floor plans are great until your teenager is playing video games while you're trying to work from the kitchen table. Most people think they need walls to control sound, and soft dividers work just as well and cost a fraction of the price. Curtains aren't just for windows. Hang them as room dividers. A bookcase can separate your work area from the living room. Even a large plant can help absorb sound and create a visual barrier. When noise from one room crashes the party in another, you don't always need to go full construction mode. Sometimes just hanging a fancy fabric panel or throwing down a thick rug does the trick. Way cheaper than building a wall and way less drama than telling each other to mute themselves. Once you've got space feeling more peaceful and functional, let's talk about something that sets the tone for your entire day. Your entry area. I don't care if you live in a mansion or a studio apartment, you need a designated spot for your transition between the outside world and home. This is where most people mess up. They think they need a formal foyer. But really, you just need an intentional space. A small bench by the door, a hook for keys, a tray for sunglasses, something that says, this is where I put myself together before I go out and when I come home. Even if it's just a basket on a side table, create that ritual space. But, and this may surprise you, the entry area isn't really about organization, though it's a nice bonus. It's about creating a mental transition. When you have a designated spot for your stuff, you're telling your brain that you're shifting modes. Home mode, work mode, going out mode. Your entry area is the switch between all of them. Okay. That being said, another thing we need to tackle down, and something you're probably struggling with right now, hidden storage. Not just any storage. Storage in places you haven't thought of yet. Under the bed is obvious, but what about the space above your door frames? Inside a window seat? The risers of your stairs, if you've got them. I recently worked with a family who swore they needed a bigger house because they had no storage. After one afternoon with the tape measure, we found enough hidden space to store everything they needed. The trick is thinking vertically and looking for dead space. The gap between your washer and dryer, perfect for a rolling cart. The space under your bathroom sink. Add shelves and work around the plumbing. The goal isn't to just hide stuff, it's to keep surfaces clear so your brain can relax. Clutter creates visual noise, and visual noise creates mental stress. When you can tuck things away in logical places, your whole home feels calmer. Now let's talk about something that can completely change your daily routine, making your space by your windows actually usable. Most people treat window areas like they're just for looking out, but these spots have the best natural light in your house. Why not take advantage of that? A simple cushion on a wide windowsill creates a reading nook. A small chair angled toward the window gives you a place to drink your morning coffee and actually see the sky. Even just a small side table where you can set a cup or a book makes a difference between a window that is just there and a window that improves your day. You know, when winter comes and we all are suddenly depressed? Well, believe me or not, my solution for that was to create a little spot by the kitchen window with a stool and a small shelf for a coffee mug. Ask me why. It allows me to start the day with natural light. Boom! Sometimes being happy is just about these tiny details we often overlook. And that brings us to something most people get backwards. What's going on your shelves? Here's what I see most. Shelves full of storage baskets, books you never read, and random stuff that doesn't have anywhere else to go. Basically, shelves are being used as closets. Here's what should be on your shelves. Things that make you happy to look at. Photos from your best trip, a piece of art your kid made, that weird little sculpture you bought because it made you smile. Your shelf should tell a story of who you are, not just hold your overflow. I know, you need storage, but here's the secret. Mix functional with personal. A few storage baskets, sure, but also that picture of your dog, the coffee mug from your favorite cafe, that plant you somehow haven't killed yet. When your shelves reflect your personality, your whole home feels more like you. Now, earlier I talked about light, right? We talk about this almost every episode. You all have that figured out. We can level up the game a bit. Time to really have a comfortable house. We're going to layer our lighting. Most people rely on overhead lights for everything. And overhead lights are basically the enemy of good vibes. Think about it. When do you feel most relaxed? Probably not under a fluorescent office light. You want ambient light that fills your space, task light for specific activities, and accent lighting that highlights things you love. A floor lamp by your reading chair, table lamp on a side table, and maybe some string lights or some candles for ambience. The goal is to never need that overhead light unless you're cleaning or looking for something you've lost. Different activities need different lighting, and different moods need different lighting. Set up your light so that you can adjust the feeling of your room depending on what you're doing and how you want to feel. And here's my final point. And honestly, it might be the most important. Add something to your home just because you like it. Not because it's functional, not because it matches, not because some designer told you to do it and was on a trend or a popular YouTube channel, because it makes you happy. Maybe it's a lamp in a weird color, a piece of art that doesn't go with anything else, or a chair that's not the most practical but feels perfect when you sit in it. Your home should reflect who you are, not what you think your home should look like. And here's a bonus tip I promised. And this ties everything together. Design for the life you want, not just the life you have. If you want to read more books, create a reading spot. If you want to cook more, make your kitchen a place where you actually want to spend time. If you want to be more creative, set up a space for whatever creativity is calling you. Your home should support your goals, not just store your stuff. When you design intentionally for who you are becoming, you are more likely to actually become that person. And that's going to make the world a better place. So there you have it. 10 changes that can transform how your home feels without a major renovation. And if done correctly, can transform your life into something that you want to be. Let me know in the comments below if you want more things like this. And don't forget to like and subscribe. because we're all about giving you guys what you want. Thank you again for watching Built by Becker, and we'll see you on the next one.